evening. My name is Cozy Stone, and I am your host for Cozy Up and Pay Attention. And what we do here is we help people. The goal is to help you think. Just think. Let's start with think, and then to think and think happy thoughts. Think progressive thoughts. Think how can you make a difference in our betterment for tomorrow as a world and as a people. Before we get started, I've got a wonderful, lovely picture over there of my mom, and that's what I'm going to call her. That's Mom. Next to it is some of the best water that I have had the pleasure of drinking. It's called Simple Truth. Now, what I find amazing about this water is I'm pretty much a simple person, and I pretty much always tell the truth. So I think this is sort of God divine that I like a water called Simple Truth. Of course, these are my books. Cozyisms, The Art of Paying Attention. Amazon, search Cozyisms. Please support me, support the community, help put some more books on your shelves. So this evening, the other thing that we do here at Cozy Up and Pay Attention is we promote local businesses. What does that mean? We're in a pandemic right now. We've had 9 to 10 months of people losing their minds, their lives, their livelihood. And so what I want to do, along with promoting happiness and good positive thinking, is I want to help promote some of the businesses here in the city. Some you may know of, some you may have never heard of. And I want you to listen to what they're offering. They're here to let you know how they can help you. And then all the information that we give you will be on the website. So as I introduce my first guest, he's going to tell me his name, needless to say, where he's born and raised, how long have you been in Vegas, what you do, and how can you help or contribute to the residents here in Vegas and or abroad. We don't want to be so narrow-minded. So good evening. And the other beautiful part about my guest this evening, this is my son, people, and I'm very proud of him. And you're going to find out in a minute he's very intelligent because I have no other kind of people in my life. And hit it, babe.
Hi, my name is Anthony Adgers. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. I've been here in Vegas approximately 5 years, and I run a company called Sophisticated Snapshots. I'm a photographer. I think the way that I enlighten people's life is that I freeze a moment in time that you want to remember. I capture that moment and I allow you to frame it, if you will. I call my company Sophisticated for a reason because the pictures I do are a form of art. They're meant to be on your wall or in a book, not necessarily in a drawer. You know, it's something that you want to show. You know, it's not basic. It's something you want to put on your wall. It's something you want to brag about. Look what I did. And that's what I think I bring to the city, is that I'm not just some photographer that wants to take a picture of a girl in a bikini. I want to do families, I want to do weddings, events, no matter what the event is, no matter how big or small, for that particular person that I'm photographing. Because everybody needs that moment where they shine. You know, they talk about 15 minutes of fame. It doesn't have to be worldwide fame, local fame. It could just be your own personal fame. And that's something that you want to put on your wall.
When did you first realize you were interested in being a photographer? What was that moment or moments, if you will?
I think I've always been interested, like since the days of film. My dad was into it real big, and I feel like I'm really cute behind the camera. I look real good behind the camera.
Okay.
So that was always the thing. You know, it's like, well, how come he's not in the picture? Oh, that's right, he took the picture. So it was always a thing with us. So as the camera developed towards digital and things like that, I progressed and he was like, no. But I just really became more adept once the digital part of it came out, because it allowed me to be more creative and take more pictures without, wait a minute, let me change film rolls, without waiting 5 days or a week at the CVS or the drugstore, like waiting to see what I had done, what was good, what was bad. I can see it instantly, and then I can create and move on from there. So,
Well, I'm going to have another show, as you well know. I'm going to have your partner on, and that's because you've also created a magazine, and I've seen it, and I love it. I also subscribe to it. There's a certain type of photographs that you're doing. So even though you say you like any and all, I believe you have a certain niche that you're going after. Tell us about that. Again, the folks who are looking now, you gotta wait till I finish. Billy Bob taught me that. We can't talk over each other because it doesn't look good on film. So, yes. So the question is, with the magazine, tell me about the photographs that you're taking. They are a particular a genre. What would you call the photographs that you're displaying in your magazine?
I would call them well, more editorial than anything. There are some fashion cues that we use, because when we talk about the magazine, we say it's more than just fashion. I mean, the days of Ebony, Jet, Essence magazine, it seems are fading.
Yeah.
People don't read magazines, and it's like the thing that encouraged us to start the magazine was the fact that I understand it's a Sin City and people do what they do, but it's just the fact that every magazine we had seen online, online and just in the stores was, for lack of a better term, just girls in bikinis. Like, where's the articles? Where's talking about, I mean, it's Vegas. I would say seeing girls in bikini is a dime a dozen, but it's Vegas, so it's more like a dime a gross. A dozen. I mean, during pool season, that's all you see. So, we try to bring, again, a sophistication to what we're doing, because anybody can do this, because everybody's already doing it. So we do something to differentiate ourselves in that aspect.
Don't you cater to a larger woman?
We do.
Yes, no?
We do.
Well, that's important.
We do
in this day and age of big Americans.
I mean,
it's important.
We cater to the plus size market.
That's what I want you to say.
Mainly because most of the women walking around are plus size women. I mean, the quote unquote epitome of beauty was Marilyn Monroe. Well, she was a 14.
I know, but we're talking 22s today.
But
so Maryland is still thin.
I mean, it has evolved. It has evolved, but it's just the point. So I mean, it's like, yeah, you can be seen in a ball gown as a 0 or a 2, but at the same time, you have more women walking around the country going, that's cute, but they don't make it in my size. Well, we cater to the fashion aspect of our magazine is more along the lines of, you can be seen in this. It does look good on a woman your size. And that's what we try, again, to bring to the forefront, because there are designers and clothing manufacturers out there that do cater to a normal sized woman. Not that someone small isn't normal, but it's not the average. The average is more 14 to 16 and up, not 8 to 10 and down. So there's that.
Damn it, I love those days.
You know, I mean that's
Dang it!
That's
Sorry.
just the fact of the matter. So we do cater to that. We don't discriminate. We actually also cater to women of color, all colors. You know, not just African Americans. We do cater to Hispanic. We do cater to Filipino, because every magazine that is out there, I mean, you know, not for nothing, but you do see a lot of Caucasian women. Okay, great. But they're not the only ones buying magazines. They're not the only ones wearing clothes. They're not the only ones wearing makeup. So you need to know that there's something out there for you in particular.
Correct.
So again, that's what we cater to.
And we tell the audience, now we're going to put anything and everything about Anthony's business online, but for the person, I'd like to say, who's sitting at home with their phone in their hand, that's just a whole bunch of people sitting at home with their phone in their hand, give us your the name of the company, how can your website, so they can.
Okay, the business website is www.sophisticatedSnapshotsLLC.com. Okay, you can find us on all social media platforms at Snapshots with a Z, SNAPSHOTZ, and the number 7. We try to keep it simple, so it's the same across all platforms. I think I did that more for me than somebody else, but at the same time, I kiss it. I keep it simple for the stupid. Me being the stupid. It's I kiss it.
Okay.
I keep it simple, stupid. There you go.
Okay. All right. Well, this portion of the show is, I can't say cozy corner because I've had too many doggone corners. So we have in this magic can, which I always also like to brag about it, matching the book by accident, quite frankly. This is either called the can of cozyisms, or cozyism in a can. So what I did is I took the cozyisms in my book and I put it on some business cards. I'm going to put my hand and throw out a card, and it's going to have a cozyism on it. If you're not comfortable with it, say, Mom, give me another one, and I will. And so I'm going to ask you how it hits your solar plexus, and then I'll tell you what I was thinking of when I created it.
Okay.
All right, are you ready? I'm gonna have to get a drum roll, Billy Bob. We need a drum roll. All right, let's see what you get.
It must be.
Okay. I'll explain my little hysteria here in a moment. You ready? You're not ready.
No, ma'am.
In lieu of what's going on right now in your life. If you can teach them how to pee-pee on the paper, they won't poo-poo on the carpet.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You can run with this.
I
mean, this is definitely designed for you. Is that not funny?
That is.
If you can teach them how to pee-pee on the paper, they won't poo-poo on the carpet.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I don't have carpet in my house, but yeah, I'm having trouble with the dog pee-peeing on the paper. Ooh.
All right, so I'm going to take over here for a moment, only because the laughter is Billy Bob, Anthony, my son and my daughter-in-law, just 2 weeks ago, what, a month ago?
Yeah.
Anyway, they have a brand new 3-week-old Rottweiler.
3-month-old.
3 months? Oh, okay. 3-month-old CJ.
CJ.
And so, PP, paper, I mean, he's going to be doing a whole lot of this. Now, let me stop and say this. When I wrote this, I have an animal in my home. And so you know your mom, good deal. What do you think was going on in my head? Oh, that's a loaded question when it was on. Oh, yeah, no, No, they
Okay,
people
how
sitting
long is the
outside
show
this
again?
sitting
Oh,
outside this door with a white
okay.
cabinet to take me out of here. So, what was your mom thinking about when?
She's probably thinking about people and their lack of manners. It just seems like you always have to teach grown people, not just children. You have to teach grown people how to act in certain circles. Like, I understand you may have never come across kings, queens, whatever, but that doesn't mean you can't act like you have some sense. So you gotta teach them how to pee on the paper,
So they won't poo-poo.
so they won't poo on the carpet.
You're right there. Right there, you know your mom. And so this is where my thought processes were going when I came up with that. I think about women, yes, ladies, I'm gonna talk about you in a loving way, and how you just spoil or create the monsters, create the men that you eventually divorce and don't want to be with anymore. And the reason is you get into a relationship and everyone's either in love or in lust. Sometimes it's both, sometimes it's either or.
Right.
Whatever way it's going, you're building a relationship. And so the norm seems to be, let's go with the crap. Let's enjoy that he's pee-peeing on the carpet. No, because again, he's gonna poo-poo. Now, by the time he poo-poos, we're talking about the relationship is at its end. And so that's what I was thinking of, if you teach them how to, so if you, now this is, I don't want to bring this one up, but I'm going to. Something as simple as, say, you're dating someone, or even your children, we can even put children in this. If you teach them when they leave the table, sweetheart, clear the table take your plate with you. Right? Put it in the dishwasher, sink, whatever. Same thing with your man. Can you please do that? I'm a real stickler. I'm really a stickler, and I'm okay with that. I could not deal with, say, you're a big guy. You come to my house, leave those doggone boats sitting around. I'd have a heart attack. Oh my God, please put those shoes in the couch. Now, someone say, oh, she's OCD. I'm not OCD, damn it, I'm neat. NEAT, not OCD. Those are things that if you bring all of these things to the forefront when the beginning of your relationship, it's called, and I really believe, again, we'll talk about this on the show, it's called communication. Teach them how to pee on the carpet. They don't poo-poo. You have a brand new car, somebody gets in it, and they want to eat in your car. It's your loved one. It's your kid. And then, of course, are they going to drop that soda? You're doggone right. Are they going to drop that French fry with that ketchup all over your brand new? Yes, they are. Sweetheart, let's not eat and drink in Dad's car.
And that you kind of mentioned are things that are kind of irksome for me. Like, I mean, I see people driving down the road. I'm sorry, I do. I see people driving down the road. Why do you have your feet on the dashboard? It's not even my car, and I just want to get out. That, to me, that is just so disrespectful. Yeah, that's actually poo-poo on the carpet. Right?
Oh, is it? Okay.
Because you should have known, if you're not going to do it in your car, because 9 times out of 10 you're driving.
Right.
Then don't do it in mine.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing. But I also think, like you were saying, if you bring some of these things to the forefront early, it doesn't create resentment to end the relationship later and become poo-poo on the carpet. Yeah, if you say, babe, could you just put your shoes over here for me, please? Mm-hmm. Then it becomes the thing. Maybe you don't do it at your house because that's what you do, but when you're at her house, then that's what you do.
I'll give you another one.
Just respect it.
Laundry, men or women, children or men. You take your things off. I've heard this because I've never seen it, never will, and I don't do it to my own. Why would you take your clothes off and drop them on the floor? Men or women, or children or men, or whomever. Most of us have laundry rooms. We have washer dryers. Generally, there's a laundry bin in there. So why not teach your kid or whomever, sweetie, could you just put your stuff, there's a color basket, there's a white basket. There are just so many teaching, that's what these are. They're teachable moments.
Teachable moments.
And they are very similar to owning a puppy and teaching the puppy and you know how much work you're getting ready to go through, and all the shoestrings that you're getting ready to lose. And I can't wait for you to call and tell me what he found underneath the couch that you've been looking for the last 3 years. Because it rolled under there, it didn't mean anything, and this puppy went under there.
I'm pretty sure that there's something under the couch right now that CJ is looking for, because she's always got her nose under it. Like, what are you looking for? But when she comes up, it's always some dust bunny attached to her nose.
Well.
And I'm like, well, okay, but you went looking for that. I mean, you know.
But you have teenagers, you have kids, you've raised children, and throughout being a dad, you've had to, it's called training, and that's what this is. It's called training. Folks, if we put some conscious effort into creating the world that we want to live in, whether it's in your house, if it's outside your house, communicate. That is not what I like. I love, every so often, I'll meet a parent with a child, let's say a 2-year-old, and they actually teach this kid to put all their toys in the basket before they go to sleep. 2 years old, you got a 2-year-old working? That 2-year-old don't know he's working. You make it fun enough. The 2-year-old just thinks he's having
fun. It's just something to do.
But if you start with a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, whatever, and say, come on, sweetie, put these in the basket for me, and make a game of it. You know, one of the things about pee-pee and poo-poo, let's bring a real poo-poo pee-pee into the scenario. Toilet training. Now, I understand that is, and I've seen it, it looks like a whole lot of work. But there are people who do it so successfully. I remember years ago, there was a woman on Oprah, and she showed people the games to play with your kid so that they're having fun. Let's go back to the animal for a moment. I worked with animals for a long time. Pretty much, it's maybe not a succinct formula. If you take your dog out 20 minutes after he eats, I can almost guarantee you he's going to go to the bathroom. And if you think about your own workings after you eat, there's a certain amount of time, if you've got a good system. Now, if you've got a bad system, you're full of you know what. But if you start taking that dog out 20 minutes after he eats, you're not standing out there, also, especially if you live in Detroit and it's 10 below.
Yeah, it's
and you're
standing
there, begging a dog to poop. You can't beg a dog to poop. And he's looking at you to say, I have to go yet. You should have waited 20 minutes. And give me 20 minutes, I would have just came out here and did what I did. Communication. What is it that you want in your life that you're not comfortable with? What is it that you want in your life that makes you frown more than smile? What is it that you want in your life that you'd like to see a betterment? Job, a family, friends. You have the friend. I mean, there are so many ways that we can communicate and get what we want and be. The word is called happy or happier. Happier.
Definitely say happier, because people just seem to be so miserable in general. And you don't even need the pandemic to make you miserable. It's funny because I see comedians and stuff on TV, people talking about, you know, everybody is cooped up in the house, and now they don't want to be cooped up in the house with whomever they're cooped up in the house with.
There's a lot of poo-poo on the carpet.
There's a lot of poo-poo on the carpet. Whereas I enjoy being at home with my wife. I really do. You know, she's been my best friend forever, but I enjoy it. I mean, even though we're, as I like to call it, the night owl and the early worm, we still have our time together, but we still have our time apart. And it's not apart like she's in Henderson and I'm in Summerlin.
Correct.
No, it's apart in that her thing is to get up 5, 6 in the morning, get her cup of coffee, sit on the back porch, watch the sunrise. I, on the other hand, am like, oh my God, it's that thing in the sky, you know, and I'm trying to go to sleep. So that's her time. And then at the end of the night, I mean, you know, we always make fun Like, hey, by the time Family Guy comes on at 9:30, you know your mama's got to go to bed because she's not long for this world. And yeah, I'm up at midnight and 2 in the morning, and that's my time. But the time in between, you know, the noon to 9:30 time, the noon to 10 o'clock time, that's our time. And we laugh and joke and fuss and cuss and everything that we do between the two of us, and it's a wonderful thing.
So you guys have been together over 10 years, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
17 years.
Can you remember a time early on in your relationship, back to poo-poo, pee-pee and poo-poo, that your wife may have done something that was pee-peeing, and if you didn't say anything about it, it could have caused some poo-poo? Can you readily think of a situation? Did she leave her hairbrush on your dresser? Did she leave hair? I know a gentleman that told me, if you know, he's got so much fake hair in his house, it looks like a little Shetland pony growing. Because of the weave.
This is me following.
Yeah. Because of the weave. And he told me that. He said, you have to see all this hair all over my home. The question is, can you think of anything, because again, 10 years later, and I've been around you two and see the love and respect that you have, but let's not pretend you started off as Mr. Perfect here. You weren't the Harriets when you, yeah. So is there anything that comes off the top of your head? And she's still gonna love you, so you can talk about her now, so.
Okay, well, I hope so.
Yeah, she will. I promise you she will.
Out for a couple days. I think like when we first started living together, it was hard for me to have somebody in my space because I am neat. So it's like, ooh, could you put that up?
I gotta stop you. Listen to the question. I know where you're going to go. I don't want you to go there. You're going to talk about Tammy in a loving, kind, respectful husband way, and I promise you she's still going to love you and not get rid of you. Can you think of, so this woman that you have 10 years later just came in your house and you guys lived together and everything was perfect?
No.
Well, I'm trying to start some trouble here.
But again, I mean, it's like
Billy Bob was starting trouble.
When we first started living together, it was just a matter of, could you put that up?
Oh, that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm looking for.
But that's what I'm saying, because I wasn't used to people being in my space.
That's all I'm saying.
And I am a neat person.
Right.
So it's like I like things a certain way. It's like if you put it on the corner, if you found it on the corner, put it back in the corner. Yes, that's kind of OCD-ish, but I want it exactly where it came from. That was my thing. Okay. So I had to learn to give a little and get a little. Right. It may be still on the table, just not exactly where she picked it up. Okay, it's on the table, it's good, it's neat. So that was the give and take that I think we both had to be.
You answered that so doggone, that PC that I can't stand. She wouldn't possibly make you sleep on the couch or on the floor tonight or even in the dog's container. You handled that. That's why I guess she keeps you, and that's why I'm glad you're my son. That could have been, Billy Bob, was that just as politically correct as you could ever imagine? He dodged, he went in, he went out, and he never talked bad about his Tammy.
So next election, vote for me. But that's just what, I had to give up control of the kitchen, which was kind of easy and kind of hard. But she's a much better cook. So there's that. Listen, let me ask you something. Can you sign my book?
Did you bring your book with you?
Are you kidding me?
Did you bring your book?
Also, did you bring a pen?
Hey, you got more than one in case one.
In case one doesn't work?
The first show, it stopped working.
Oh, okay.
That's Murphy and his doggone law.
Man, don't you hate
I would love to sign your book, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me and publishers at large. We brand new publishers.
Sign it right there.
Oh, and he decides where. There's the first.
She's my favorite.
Any particular words you'd like me to write? Or?
Clean.
You Remember, I'm your mom. They don't know I'm a dirty person. Try not to let my audience really know me yet. But
I'm sure that this
they'll
is not
get,
the first one, so I'm gonna let whatever you sign. Yeah, that part.
We should probably have music while I'm doing this.
Oh, the Jeopardy music?
Huh? With what?
The Jeopardy music?
Well, that's all that came to my head. It comes to probably most. Mom, gotta have our smiley face. We're getting ready to get close to the end of this segment. I need you kindly to, again, your name, your web address, and just before I say that, I'm entitled because I think everything's funny, and you say, oh, well, this is a simple site. It's not, so let's repeat it again. Okay. It's that long,
yeah,
but it's all right. It will be on the website. People will be able to see it on the website.
So again,
your name
is
who
Anthony,
are you?
Is Anthony Adgers.
Okay.
My company is Sophisticated Snapshots. The web address is www.sophisticatedsnapshotsllc.com. You can find me on all social media at Snapshot7, SNAPSHOTZ, the number 7.
Okay. Now, for people in my generation who still believe in 7 digits, do you have any?
I actually have.
Do you have 7 digits?
I actually have 10. I'm so good.
Double area code, huh?
There you go.
I really went back to the dinosaur days, didn't I?
Yeah.
Hit it.
So,
how can they find you? What's the number?
You can reach us at area code 702-559-2228.
I want to thank you for spending some time here in the studio with me this evening and helping your mom get this podcast off the ground. You will not be a stranger. We will have you back. And as it is, this is the way I end the show because I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Once again, Cozyisms, The Art of Paying Attention on Amazon.com. Search Cozyisms. Think Happy. I did not mention during the show that one of my titles has a PHP behind it, means professional happy person. It's something I aspire to be every day, every waking hour, and I'm trying to take that with me until I take my last breath. Happy is very important to me, and I'd like to surround myself in a world full of happy people. And with that in mind, here it goes. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. Thank you. See you next show. Good night.